This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies just to see if you could save some cash? Well, Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states.
Running a business comes with a lot of what-ifs. But luckily, there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku. And it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what-ifs into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Hello, and welcome back to Buffering the Vampire Slayer, once more with spoilers, subtitle in a lightning bolt.
In a lightning
Watcher's
bolt?
Diary.
Like like the drawing of a lightning bolt?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So we need a designer now for this copy.
No, I'm
editing.
going to paint the pictures with my words.
Okay.
I am your host, Jenny Owen Youngs, joined once again by my good friend and yours, Kristin Russo.
It's incredible that they got me back, you know? Hard to book, but here I am.
It's so great when you are the guest host of my podcast.
Yes. Jenny, I have an abundance of emails. An abundance.
I love abundance.
Do you want to hear how I manage the email inbox? Actually, Watcher's Diaries has really helped me be better at our email inbox. I'm never going to best it, but I do better at it. And so I try to. It's both a starred system and a labeled system that work together with each other. So I have a label for Watcher's Diary. I also have a label for Pet Sounds, so they go into their own bin. Jenny only goes into that bin. She never looks at any other emails. Never. And then inside of Watcher's Diary, so in Gmail, you can do like a yellow star, but you can also do like a different color star. So I have a purple star. So if I'm like, oh, this is great, then I do a purple star. And now that we're doing Watcher's Diaries live, I prepare even more. And I take the purple stars and I group them together so that I can thematically get to, things that Jenny wants to talk about, because I am a very good friend.
You're a very good
So that's my behind the scenes on how Kristin's email works. And if you're watching this live, you probably can't see. Sometimes I wonder if people are enhancing on the computer screen reflected.
Oh yeah, reflecting in your glasses.
Yeah, because these are just like these are just like cheap blue light glasses that I wear when I'm at the computer. So they're very reflective. So if you're enhancing, you can see my little checklist of topics and my little emails all stacked. Anyhow, on that note, Jenny, do you have anything you want to begin with, or should I just start us off? I was going to start this one with a banger.
Start with a banger. I'm not going to get in the way of that.
Great. The title of this email is Freudian Slayers. Okay? Like Freudian slip, but take out the IP and add Ayers. There you go.
Okay.
Now you're here with me. Okay. This is from Lauren, and I'm going to read the postscript first because I can break all the rules. Lauren, who says, I laughed when Jenny said she respects my autonomous self, but I'm also honored to be called our Lauren. This is from our Lauren. In your What's My Line show, you pointed out the sequence of Slayers from Buffy to Kendra to Faith seems to ping-pong back and forth between rigid and rebellious. Allow me to introduce you to Freud's concept of the id, the ego, and the superego.
Finally, someone is going to explain this to me. I've been nodding along for my whole adult life.
Well, now you'll have reference points with your 3 favorite Slayers.
Perfect.
The id is the part of our brain that seeks food, sex, comfort, pleasure, even aggression. You can see where this is going. It's the want, take, have part of us. Eventually, we learn what we should or shouldn't do because it would be wrong. I added that. I'm sorry, Lauren. According to our society, our religion, our school, or our parents. The part of us that obeys those commands is our superego. The ego runs interference between the id and the superego. Our ego makes choices that determine our identity. If the id says, I want, and the superego says, I should, the ego says, I choose, I am. No part is more important than the other. You need all 3. Too long, didn't read? I did read, Lauren. Faith is the id, Buffy is the ego, Kendra is the superego. You can also do this with Buffy's 3 boyfriends. Jury's out on 3, but we get what you're saying, Lauren. Spike is obviously the id. Riley's adherence to the military and old-fashioned manners makes him the superego, and Angel's constant anguish about whether or not he's a righteous man makes him the ego.
This guy.
It's interesting that Kendra, the superego, shows up right after Buffy's been let down by 2 people she trusted, Ford and Lie to Me and Giles in the Dark Age, and right before she accidentally kills a man and immediately takes responsibility for it. It doesn't matter that Ted is a robot. Buffy believed he was human and owned her mistake right away. It's almost like the events of Lie to Me and the Dark Age left Buffy unmoored when it comes to ethics. It's scary to learn that morality is in black and white and that sometimes people you trust do really harmful things out of self-interest. When her superego marches onto the scene to say, right is right and wrong is wrong, I think we're seeing the personification of what Buffy desperately wishes were true. That's why she punishes herself so much after she, quote, kills Ted. Her superego just came online and is making her extremely hard on herself. At the end of the day, Buffy is a show about the psychological development of young people. Significant side characters give us a metaphor for how Buffy's concept of self is growing. I wish we'd gotten more of Kendra. It's unfortunate that, unlike the other characters who represent parts of Buffy but also get to be their own individual people, Kendra is only allowed to be a personification. Cue the white supremacy jingle.
You know what that sounds like to me? White supremacy. Woven in not so subtly, white supremacy. Open your eyes and that's where you'll find it. Crush that white supremacy.
Thanks for reading.
One also imagines that Bianca Lawson had other places to be at this time.
Superego said, I got other shit to do. I need to play a teenager for the next 25 years.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lauren, our Lauren, for that very fun and cool email.
Yeah. Finally, I kind of get it.
Jenny, the next email subject line is blood bounces on ice.
Yes.
Okay, but sorry, blood still doesn't bounce on ice. But this is from, I'm sorry. I really lifted you up to knock you down.
Very misleading subject line. Go on.
They know how to get us, you know? They know how to get us. This is from Sarah, who says, I am only 41. Are there any more ages than that? Sarah says,
not that I know of.
I know why and where Jenny thinks that blood bounces on ice and where she learned it, because I have had the same thought stuck in my head my whole life. The Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing books by Judy Blume. In one of them, maybe the one where they spend a year in Princeton, Peter, the older brother of Fudge, has his friend Jimmy come to stay, and Jimmy mentions that he is really into hockey and the violence and that blood bounces on ice. You're welcome. Is that where it comes from, Jenny? Do you think that's where it comes?
I don't know. I wonder if it was just like it. I wonder if it started there and then like that book was so known and read that it got like pulled into other media from the time, or if anyone can think of an earlier piece of media that involves this concept. I wonder if it's one of those things that just sort of like started somewhere and spread through the consciousness at a particular, moment in an era.
Yeah, like quicksand.
Exactly, like quicksand and volcanoes.
Yeah, let us know if you have an even old. Well, Sarah's only 41, so we're going to need somebody who's at least 44 to try to figure out.
If only we could find someone that old.
Also, we're doing this Watcher's Diary live, and Rick in the chat just said, because I talked about my behind the scenes email sorting process, I got an email from Google that you can use Gemini to sort your emails and stuff, which might make you even more efficient, which is going to cue me to have my little AI rant, if I may.
You may.
So we're doing, and it's inescapable. I will say this. It's inescapable. It's everywhere. To your point, it is on Gmail. I have it turned off. I think I do. I have like 57 Gmail accounts, so I'm hoping that I turned it off on all of them. We're using Zoom to do this live recording, and there's an option to enable AI. AI is definitely poking its head into Discord, and there's like nothing we can do about it there. But I mean, and this is, I think, a place a lot of us are really wrestling with the omnipresence of AI. We originally were using Riverside to do some of our live stuff, and not that we'll never use Riverside again, but some of what Riverside is doing is making my job and our job, quote, easier by its like transcriptions and by its like quick editing, and it's all relying on AI. And so I said to Jenny, who, we align on a lot of really important shit in really good ways as two people who run a business together. But I was like, I don't think we can do this. Like, I don't think I can do it. The AI of it all is just like really creeping me out. And like, it feels like such a slippery slope. And not that you cannot navigate this world without it. Like, I mean, not without it, but like without somehow using it. It's like, it's just everywhere. But we've been really trying to like effectively not lean on it. And it's one of those like snakes that eats its own tail kind of a thing where like the less you lose AI and the more AI helps other creators like create more quickly, the more you're like, am I going to like lose my income? Am I going to like, what is going to be the impact on me for not choosing to use AI? I mean, our transcription's probably like the simplest, most basic example. We have a human being who transcribes our episodes. And I am hell bent that no matter what the state of our income in this podcast space, we will pay that human being to transcribe our episodes, even though AI is now beyond able to do that work for us, right? And so it's like that is money that we are choosing to spend, and how much of that is going to stack up before it's like you use AI or you just can't afford to do the work you do. It's just really on my mind, on all of our minds. And so I at least want to say in this space that Jenny and I are both very actively pushing against AI as much as possible in a podcasting space and all of the like branches that come off the podcasting tree, because whew, it's not good, you guys. It's not good. The end of rant.
But then do you ever think about I'm just thinking about the inevitability of where we're headed, which is that surely eventually AI entities will begin to develop consciousness and have feelings, and then I'm going to feel a lot more like
conflicted.
Yeah. Think about if they were sad.
This is the problem. We one of the book club books that we read in the Buffering book club, I don't even remember if it was this year or last year, but it was the A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. Just a great book. And it had like this beautiful relationship between an AI and a human, and yeah, it's a great book to everyone in the chat. And like even like think about Wall-E, the little robot that could break all of our hearts. Like the personification of AI is like when I don't know what to do because my feelings are too complicated and I'm weak. I'm very weak, or I'm very strong. You could really look at it either way, but no matter what, I will have feelings if AI starts to have feelings, and I don't know what to do about that. So, okay. Terry says artificial consciousness, if and when it happens, is a very different thing than AI, and that will be earth-shattering. Because we can look at them as two separate events. Right now, I'm going to keep artificial intelligence as much out of my life as possible, which is less and less possible every day. Anyway, Jenny, the next email I have is simply a subject line. Are you ready?
Sorry, I was just thinking about Cylon number 6, and now I'm done. Let's go.
Okay. We never played Fuck, Marry, Kill with Cylons.
Were we going to play that?
Yeah, I had it from so long ago. So now that it's upped itself in our consciousness, next Watcher's Diary, we'll try to bring in Fuck, Marry, Kill Cylon edition.
I love it.
Until that time, Chris wrote an email to us, subject of which is Kendra, the Lampire Slayer. I have nothing to add beyond the title. And I thought, drum fill? That's great.
Delightful.
Okay,
Delightful.
Jenny, the email that you have been waiting for, the subject of which is Palomino. Mostly you're waiting for this. I mean, like, you like to learn about Palominos no matter what, but mostly you're excited because I know you're going to have some Xena Warrior Princess thoughts, especially after you made it through an entire Watcher's Diary without saying the word
You're
Xena.
welcome. You're welcome. The restraint.
You know what's amazing is that I kind of missed her and it. Okay, so Nina writes in, "Hi, Jenny and Kristin. I'm currently listening to your podcast about Lie to Me, and Jenny was talking about Palominos. Former horse girl here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure approximately 2,367 people have already emailed you about this. Incorrect, Nina. You're the only one. So that's why you got to keep on emailing, folks. But do you know who else wrote a Palomino? In the Angel Season 1 episode, The Ring, Cordelia mentions that she used to have a Palomino named Keanu before the tax people took everything away.
Wow.
Yes. So you and Cordelia both longing for Palominos. One of you, you're first, and the other, you're next, because you lost the first, because your dad was a member of that fraternity and lost all of his income. Anyway, Jenny, Megan in the chat says the people demand Xena talk. And
I'm so glad that they do, because Kristen, I have something to report.
Okay.
Let me just take you down a little path. All right. The other day I was watching Xena.
Spoiling, yeah. Okay, no spoilers there.
Here's the deal. Something has happened where I now need to watch TV to get sleepy.
Oh.
It is the trigger in my brain.
Okay.
It's also the trigger in my brain to be awake. It's complicated.
Okay.
But after Survivor after Survivor time is over for an evening, after we've filled our quota in the race against time, I usually watch at least part of an episode of Xena before I get sleepy and fall asleep. And the other night I was watching Xena and I was like, why? I was watching the beauty pageant episode. Here she is, Miss Amphipolis.
Oh my God.
And I was like, why does one of these contestants look so familiar? Oh, it's because it's Simone Kessel.
Oh, you must have texted
Lottie.
me right before you nodded off and screamed that at me. Yes.
Yeah. And she looks the same in that she still looks 25 now. It was pretty wild, but it makes a lot of sense, of course, because Xena famously shot in New Zealand, and they employ a lot of local talent.
Incredible.
It was pretty cool.
Little buzz in your Xena.
And what just happened, what made me go fall a moment ago, is that I was like, oh, I couldn't remember Simone Kessel's name. So I thought that I typed adult Lottie actor, but what I accidentally typed was adult movie actor.
Who's the top? Who comes up first?
What happens, Kristen, is IMDb.com's Hall of Fame adult film performers.
Oh.
Ron Jeremy and Tracy Lords are the names I recognize in the top 8.
Okay.
Anyway,
wow.
Whoa. One of them is named Christy Canyon.
Christy Canyon.
Which just calls to mind something. You know what?
Yeah.
Xena, let me tell you what, Kristen, I'm like,
where are you? In what
I'm
season?
like early season 3.
Okay.
Aries' facial hair has peaked. He's got kind of like a longish hair. He's got like a mane right now, and then goatee with just basically cheekbone straps. It's amazing.
Cheekbone straps. Wow.
Yeah.
Jenny, you said you were going to tell us what you did to your fingers. What happened to your little fingies?
Oh, it's just winter and my hands get really dry. Even though I've been moisturizing, like I'm going through an adjustment period of like, there's significantly less moisture in the air than there once was.
Get your humidifiers out, folks. It's time.
Running a humidifier in the house, keeping acoustic guitars in their cases with guitar humidifiers
their own
in
little
them.
Humidifiers.
The whole thing.
You know what you can do? There's a lot of things you can do to a house, and most of which I have not done to our house yet, or maybe won't ever. But one of the things that I learned recently is that if you have like a furnace heating system, you can have it so that there's a humidifier like built in so that the forced air, I fucking know, right? So the forced air is humidified. So like you don't,
Will this work with radiators?
I don't know. No, probably not. Because it's like, I think you have to do something to the air, right? So if you're just...
Right. Okay. So it's like, when you say forced air, you mean like the grates.
The grates. Like, like we have intakes.
Air.
yeah. You've heard of air. It goes whoosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done a lot of thinking about furnaces and oil tanks and so many other things this year. It's been a really great time. Anyway, enough about my HVAC systems.
Enough about that.
Jenny, you told us Simone Kessel was on an episode of Xena. I will eventually watch it.
Kristin, I know that we're constantly talking about how to do less. We're always strategizing about how we can make a little bit more space. But what if instead of that, we just...
Jenny, you told us that there was something about the internet. Something about the internet is the topic that we're going to next.
Yeah, so I think the best way for this to happen is for me to share my screen with you and show you this thing.
I think you'll be sharing it with everyone, too.
Yeah, well, I want us all to watch this thing, I think.
Great.
That's why I think it makes the most sense, because it's like, it's pretty important.
The seasons are changing, and it always feels like a reset when we get into fall. You've got back to school, routines often get busier, the days get shorter, and finding time to cook can be hard. Since I started using Factor, I am so much happier when I open my refrigerator. I actually find things to eat. Their chef-prepped, dietitian-approved meals make it easy to stay on track and enjoy something that's comforting and delicious, no matter how hectic the season gets. There's more variety. You can now choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including seafood like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. Eat smart at factormeals.com/buffering50off and use code buffering50off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code buffering50off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for a year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Boobs. You've heard of them. And if you have them, you know that finding a bra that fits well, that looks the way you want it to, and that you don't want to tear off your body the moment you get home is not always easy to do. If you don't already know about Honeylove, I am here to tell you about them. I am new to Honeylove bras, and I have to say that it is the first time that I have ever worn a bra without an underwire where I have been happy with the fit and also comfortable. Their wireless bras are so soft. They are lightweight and, of course, supportive. Their bras are designed to move with your body, not against it, so you don't have the digging straps. You're not constantly adjusting. And my gosh, if you are still dealing with underwires, please get rid of them. Come on over to Honeylove. Treat yourself or someone special to the most comfortable and innovative bras on earth this holiday season. You can save 20% off site-wide at honeylove.com/buffering. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off. That's honeylove.com/buffering. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Celebrate the season feeling confident and comfortable with Honeylove.
Everyone in the chat has probably already seen what I'm going to have you watch, but I'm pretty confident that you have not seen it.
Perfect.
Robert.
Yeah.
It's pissing me off.
Oh, okay. I'll just stand in front of it so you can't see it anymore. There. Is that better?
I don't know where to go.
Isn't that what we all ask ourselves every day? Where should we go next? Was that part of your deep message, Marcus? Was that part of your deep message? The fuck? Hey, whoa, get out of the fire! Get out of the fire! Get out of the fire! Get out of the fire!
Help.
Okay, I'm pulling you out. Holy shit. Marcus, what would you do if I wasn't here?
You've saved my life again, Robert.
I did. I'd do it again.
I view everything.
Marcus, I don't need everything, all right? I just need you to be okay, buddy.
About some pistachios.
Hey, let's go get some fucking pistachios, buddy.
That feels like content from the year 2000. Like it speaks to my like early 2000s soul.
It's this ongoing thing between this like sort of VR. Can anyone explain Marcus? He's some kind of like VR assistant, but this guy Robert has been
I refuse to explain Marcus as someone, and this is just like 6'7", which I can't talk about because I don't know how to say it. Okay, Marcus, and no context needed, is giving me drinking out of cups.
Yes, it definitely. We've come all the way around 20 years later.
We're back to because it's I as a elder millennial can watch that and be like, yeah, no, that's great.
Absolutely.
I love that. That's funny. Why? I don't know.
Hard to explain, but it is.
It's hard to explain. Drinking out of cups is probably the closest parallel, but we've talked about it before, like Candy Mountain and Old Greg and Salad Fingers. Like the moment the internet had where we were all just like, yeah, that's fucking funny. And we don't need to know why or tell you why. I mean, Old Greg maybe is a little outside of that. But yeah, Icon has cheeseburger, said someone in the chat. Just sort of, yeah, I love Marcus's little eyes, they really get me. To the what happens when AI has feelings? It's like, don't ever make AI take the form of Marcus, because then I'll have feelings.
Yes, please.
Thank you I'm Marcus with me, Jenny.
I just thought you'd really like him.
I do. I really do. I'm
going to be sending you a lot of Marcus content moving forward.
Perfect. Okay, and then vernacular. You wanted to talk about vernacular? Something in the vernacular?
Yeah.
New to our vernacular?
Basically, I just feel like we talk a lot about things being unhinged.
Mm-hmm.
And
in the world in general? Oh, like we use the word unhinged.
Yeah. And I was thinking, like, what if we got something going, like, you need to put your hinges back on?
Wait, so you're like...
This is my pitch.
You're trying to make fetch happen, is what you're doing.
I'm trying to make fetch happen.
Okay. Put your hinges back on.
Yeah. Get some hinges back on there, pal.
Yeah. Get your hinges on.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure. But, I'm not the only one.
Behinge thyself.
Now that I can get behind.
That feels like something I would say, but not like something people would enjoy.
I already am thinking in terms of Marcus. Like, I already thought about throwing myself into the fire like Marcus.
Something that I saw for the first time when I was looking at Marcus content last night that reminded me of you, Kristin, specifically was people do like the big, like 2 big black circle emojis with the mouth emoji in between for his like huge black eyes, which is reminiscent of our Jackie emoji from season 1 of Yellow Jackets.
His eyes are really what get me when he's just laying there after he gets pulled out of the fire. Oh man.
Yeah, and the way that he like blinks at the camera and opens his mouth and stuff, it's just like there's just something that is like
his spindly little body.
I know.
Oh God.
I know.
Okay, I have one more email before we find out what Dawn was doing in part 1 of What's My Line, Jenny. And then I'm ending with one of my favorite emails that I've ever gotten.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it and I meant it.
Wow, crowded field. Impressive.
Truly. Okay, this email is called Tarot. You may be able to tell what it's about by its subject line. This is from Marley. Marley says, in my listen along to Once More with Spoilers, I'm also going back and listening to the original coverage. I wanted to email about your comments on tarot. I believe that the reason they used a modified deck in the show is because the Ryder-Smith tarot deck was still under copyright when Buffy the Vampire Slayer first aired. I believe it became public domain in 2012 in the US and 2021 in the UK.
Whoa.
I know. Whereas in more recent shows, if my memory is correct, Agatha All Along used the Ryder-Smith deck. The deck is still commonly and widely referred to as the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, despite Pamela Coleman Smith's illustrations being, in my opinion, the thing that brings the card's symbolism to life. The patriarchy. Insert patriarchy jingle. The patriarchy! She is thought to have been a queer woman of color, although both aspects of her identity are debated and a bit lost to history. It would be interesting if there's any tarot nerds or experts among the Buffering listeners that could do a bit of an interview segment, maybe when it pops up again in Primeval. And then, of course, there's also now a Buffy the Vampire Slayer tarot deck in existence. Marley also says that they enjoy the chaos of the unstructured Once More with Spoilers. Yes! Who needs structure? I say as though we still don't structure every single thing that we do all the time. Anyway, I just thought that was really interesting. I did not have any insight or intel into the tarot deck and like its sort of public domain / being copyrighted, whatever something is when it's not public domain. Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you, Marley.
Yeah, that was educational.
Okay, Jenny, do you want to know what Dawn was doing in What's My Line Part 1?
I think you better tell me.
Was she at the mall? Was she at ballet? Was she drawn on a trapper keeper all day? Was she nursing a crush on a boy from PE? Was she writing it all down in her diary? What was Dawn doing? What was Dawn doing? What was Dawn doing? What was Dawn doing?
Okay, Kristin with an I. What was Dawn doing during What's My Line Part 1? It's career week. Just kidding. It is career week, though. That is how it starts. It's career week, and Joyce is out of town until Thursday. That leaves Buffy in charge, with some backup from Janice's mom and Joyce's new friend from Spanish class, Pat. Pat has entered the What Was Dawn Doing chat to watch Dawn after school. Buffy's been glum all week, and Dawn doesn't get it. Why can't Buffy just pick what she wants to be when she's done being a vampire slayer? Someone else will take over eventually, right? One evening, Janice's mom drops Dawn off late, and Buffy's not home yet. On the porch, a shadow moves. Angel. Dawn nearly screams, but recognizes him just in time. She invites him in and introduces him to her stuffed animal collection, appointing him the temporary guardian of Mr. Gordo. She's mid-grand tour before trotting to her room for more when Buffy climbs in through her bedroom window. After making ice skating plans, Dawn marches back in, arms full of plush toys and indignation. She huffs that she and Angel were in the middle of something. Typical Buffy, always stealing the spotlight. Meanwhile, at the library, the Watchers Council tries to call Giles to warn him they're sending Kendra, another Slayer, to Sunnydale. The line's dead. They assume Giles is ignoring them, too pompous probably, the gang never realizing Dawn unplugged the phone during the Dark Age. Buffy comes home, tense, and cancels both babysitters. New plan. Dawn comes straight to the school library after class. Fine. While the Scoobies research, Dawn pokes around and spots the unplugged phone cord. Oops. She plugs it in, just in time for Giles's call to Xander. The mention of Xander perks her right up. She begs to tag along. Giles sighs and tells her to stay put, but quietly. When he checks later, Dawn's curled up in his office chair, fast asleep. His resulting exasperated sigh does nothing to stop him from draping his thick tweed jacket over her before retreating back to his books. The end.
Wow. I love this story.
Yeah, it's a good story. So sometime in the near future, I'm going to compile these so you can sort of like go through and read them at your own time, in your own way, your own speed. Jenny, are you ready for maybe my favorite email that I've ever gotten before we round the bend to your pet sound?
I really hope I'm ready.
Okay. Bentley. Thank you for writing me one of my favorite emails. Now, this is really bouncing right off of a conversation that we had during What's My Line Part 2, where we talked about people who hate listen to the podcast. They're just angry while they're listening, okay? The subject of this email is hate listening to your podcast turned me gay. You have me. I am in. Bentley writes, Hi, Kristin and Jenny. I was listening to your latest episode on What's My Line, and y'all talked about people hate listening to the podcast. And suddenly I remembered that when I started listening to Buffering in 2016, I was a Mormon man who would describe himself as liberal-ish. I was working my way out of a Republican household and upbringing. I had a lot of journeying to do. While I didn't hate listen to the podcast, I definitely thought you hit a little too hard on some of the feminist and queer themes of Buffy. I for sure did not understand at the time. I continued to listen anyway and definitely enjoyed your energy. By 2019, I was no longer Mormon and would have described myself as a full-on feminist and queer ally. By 2021, I came out as queer to myself. These days, I'm leftist and a transgender lesbian. Now, could this all just be coincidence? Maybe, but I think it's cooler if hate listening to you turned me gay.
We did it!
Thank you for making the world a gayer place.
Victory is ours.
Victory is ours and yours, Bentley. Truly, like this is why we're here. You know what I mean? Let's fucking go.
We live to serve.
We do. We live to serve
LGBTQ agenda,
and we live to turn you queer. So thank you for writing in. I don't even think we mentioned in the last Watcher's Diary, but you can always email us, and by us, I mean me, at hello at bufferingcast.com. You know, you could put Kristin is right or Jenny was wrong, but you're probably going to have to think of a new twist because now my eyebrow will be raised at that subject line. So you're going to have to outsmart me.
Yep.
But yeah, email
and
us.
if you want to email me, all you have to do is get Kristin to go on maternity leave again.
Wow. So just make me with child, and then Jenny will read email.
Yeah.
Jenny, what's your pet sound?
I'm so glad that you asked, Chris. This is how to really get my attention in pet sounds, okay?
Okay.
Aaron writes, Hi, Kristin and Jenny. I just wanted to share my song for my two sibling cats, Rupert and Willow. When I adopted them in 2019, I had recently discovered the podcast and had been listening to your song for Innocence on repeat for days. So while not on theme in terms of their namesakes, this immediately became their song.
Wow.
Adapted from the chorus of Innocence. My song that we wrote. Excuse me.
No, you probably wrote Innocence. Let's be real.
Spooky cats. Spooky cats. I know it's you I'm supposed to fear. Your teeth, your claws, your eyes so clear. Your spooky cats.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
You know, an improvement, I think. You know, you thought you couldn't improve upon the original, but there you go.
No, I know. And then somebody just comes along and it's like blamola.
There you have it. Also, shout out to Stacy in the chat, who for both of your live pet sounds in this and the last Watcher's Diary dropped the head-banging cat.
Thanks, Stacy.
Our mascot at this point.
So true.
All right, Jenny. Well, we did it. They said it couldn't be done, and yet we are, having watched another diary, you know?
For podcasting, famously a visual medium, I have both my fists in the air and I'm raising and lowering them.
Yep.
Enthusiastically.
Great. Really reminding me of when LaToya used to salute at the end of a podcast. All right.
Oh, man.
Until next Watcher's Diary. We hope that you all have lovely days and nights, and to the person in the chat so helpfully who gave me a tip on how to sleep more, because I said that I was missing out on some sleep in the middle of the night. The reason that I'm missing out on sleep in the middle of the night is actually because a small child is wanting to party. I myself, at least at this point, would have no trouble sleeping through the night. Though I know that also will come around to get me at some point too. Anyway, Jenny, always a pleasure to spend time with you, my best friend.
And the pleasure is mine, my good friend. What a delight.
Goodbye, Kyle!
Did the sound of those words call to you like Pavlov's dog? Then you might enjoy our podcast, Turtle Time.
Every week, you can join me, Riley Hamilton, and my co-host, Amy Scarlotta, as we cover the most pressing Bravo news and dig into the new episodes to answer important questions like, who the hell is Adrian Malouf in this world?
Listen to Turtle Time on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Wednesday and Friday.
From the darkest corners of our imagination comes a game show that's more ridiculous than terrifying. Welcome to Tickled to Death, the horror comedy game show where nothing is sacred, everything's a little unhinged, and the only thing more cursed than the questions are the jokes. I'm Roz Hernandez, your fearless host, and each week I'll be leading a brave group of guests through twisted horror trivia, improv games, and enough sarcastic banter to make you question all your life's choices. So come for the screams, stay for the snark. Listen to Tickled to Death wherever you get your podcasts, and hit follow unless you want the show to follow you. In the meantime, don't get tickled to death.